I can already see the PNG tuber jokes coming. And now you might be wondering, why do I have my character on the screen? It's purely just for eye candy. Because, what, would you rather have me talk over a black screen? No, I highly doubt that, so this is essentially the best you'll get. And if I sound tired, it's because I am, since it's 12 past midnight as I'm recording this audio. So, not exactly the most energized right now. But now I might as well talk about the actual point of me making this video. That being how I met Snowmations, Esther, Snow, SD, whatever you want to call her by. This is essentially going to be a rundown video on how I met her in the first place and how we grew to be friends. And eventually, well, you know. You should definitely know by now if you've been following my channel for at least over a year now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the first thing I wanted to talk about, which is
origin issue! I told you to stop writing these racially motivated comics!
I first found out about Esther's channel around October of 2022. Oh my god, I'm just realizing now how long ago that actually was. I found out about her channel through, probably a lot of people found out about her channel through her comic dub of F Loss's Hat by Rico Pop. Being curious, I decided to look at the rest of the stuff on her channel, and that's when I found a lot more voice acting content on there. There was enough to make me like it enough, given the fact that she had a very special talent with voice acting. It was enough to solidify me subscribing to her, as I enjoyed her voice acting. I liked her content enough to give her a quick shout out in my New Year's video. And I genuinely was not expecting her to ever respond. This was especially given how different our channel sizes were. Esther at this point had at least around over 15,000 subscribers. I had like 400. So, you can imagine a 400 subscriber YouTuber not expecting a 5,000k bombshell to be dropped on him. We honestly became best friends in a pretty basic way. We were essentially just always there to support each other's work. Or I guess in my case, should I be blunt with this? Yeah, I probably should just be blunt with this. Honestly, some people were just really fucking annoying. I'm going to go over an incident that honestly really got under my skin, which, to give a bit of a timeline, this whole incident happened around the time of Crossover Crash episode 1B coming out. This whole incident involves a YouTuber who now goes by NeonBall1233. Essentially, he started spamming some bizarre things in Esther's community post comment section. So, as you'd expect, to my suggestion, she blocked his ass. But then his friends, I guess you could say, didn't exactly take that too lightly. So they started to just straight up spam harass her in her community post comment section, just begging to unblock him. And when she showed clear disinterest in doing so, they just started threatening her. However, the threats were not serious at all, because, well, at least I couldn't take them seriously because of how laughably extreme they were. Like one of them threatening to burn her house down while using an edited photo of Gumball. Something that I just found the funniest thing in the whole world. Because, like, you could just tell and see through it how laughably extreme the threats were. And, as you'd expect though, even though the threats were clearly bullshit, I still came to her defense, given the fact that, well, she was my friend. I'm not just gonna sit there and watch and let nothing happen. But anyways, back to the main topic of this entire video. I think another contributing reason to why we got along so well was just due to the grocery list level of similarities we have with each other, such as the same personality type, same interests, a lot of the same interests. We shared similar hobbies and likes and opinions on things. We were essentially almost one and the same. And due to sharing the same interests and opinions on things, we could often be there for each other to, support each other and understand where we're coming from on things. This is also helped by the fact that Esther is probably the most understanding person I have ever met. All these reasonings for why we became friends and eventually best friends would essentially just build out for the next 6 months, half a year. And it was over this half a year time frame that it was thanks to Esther that I ended up meeting a lot of other people who would become great friends of mine. And even though this entire video is a giant thank you to Esther, again, I really do want to thank her for that. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have met all these other great people in my life, so thank you, Esther. I am going to keep this part relatively short and sweet as well. I do believe a lot of our details about our relationship, just like with all relationships, should remain private. But I'll still give you the basic rundown of how this entire relationship began. Just like how Esther said herself, we had a 3-hour-long conversation together on Discord that essentially allowed us to make this whole thing official. And as you'd expect, a 3-hour-long conversation together does tend to let out some emotions. And that's about it. I have no ideas for an outro, so I guess I'll just see y'all later.